Hi everyone. Today I wanted to shoot a really quick video to talk about how having fun and taking life not too seriously is super important. I find that often we make a bigger deal of things than it needs to be, and we kind of get caught up in the what ifs of something. And I find that sometimes when I do that and I look at the what ifs, I am taken away from the present moment and of the abundance that I have right now and from the gratitude I experience in the moment of what I do have. And so, one little exercise I like to do a lot of the time when I feel that I am stressing about things that are really in the big picture of life, not as big of a deal. And one way that when we feel that anxiety or we feel overwhelmed by something that we know is not life or death, it's not life altering, but it still gets to us, what I do is I think about what is the worst case scenario. What is actually the worst case scenario? Not the one that's fueled by fear and the kind of the worst case scenario that's not really grounded, but what would actually happen if we look at the steps, whether it's financial stress or stress with our relationships or being scared that we won't be able to pay rent or any sort of fear or anxiety. And when we actually map it out, we realize that the situation is not as bad as we think it is and that we would handle it. Even if worst case scenario happened, it really wouldn't be that bad, because often what's worse is the fear of something bad happening rather than when something challenging actually does happen. Because the thing is, when it does happen, we call upon our inner resources and we find ourselves so strong, so resourceful, and we find out that all that stress was really not worth it and that we really are able to handle some pretty challenging scenarios. And those challenges are actually opportunities to learn. They're opportunities to grow stronger, and there are opportunities to ask for help and to learn to embrace vulnerability and imperfection and to be kind and compassionate towards ourselves. And I found that I really learned this this winter, feeling like the weather in Toronto was quite draining at certain times, and trying to maintain my schedule. And when things became stressful, not having the most beautiful weather was not exactly the most supportive thing in my life. But I started changing my perspective, and really it's all about perspective. And when we look at things and we realize how much we do have and how many people are there for us, and that if worst case scenario happened, we would handle it, and we have so much support and so many resources um, to call upon if that actually happened. Um, and so with this video, it's all about finding what we do have right now and focusing on that, practicing worst case scenario visualization, and actually mapping out our solution to realize that it's not that bad, and also realizing that we are alive in the moment. We're breathing in this moment, and this moment is what we know we have for sure. And so to live in the future is just not worth it, because we have this moment now and it's so precious. And to just have fun with it, to play with the moment, to play with our situation now. And even if things are stressful, to be able to laugh about it and say, when I didn't have a job a few months ago, I was worried about paying rent. And look now, like, I was able to get a job again, and it really wasn't that bad. And just being able to laugh it off and realize that a lot of our fear is really not grounded in any real truth. And when we realize how strong we are through our experiences, we realize that our fear is just a feeling, and to not let it take away from our enjoyment in the moment, and be able to enjoy the little things and be able to revel in just simple, daily, ordinary magic. Um, so, anyways, I'm on a bit of a rant, but I really had a lot to share about this, and realizing, just have fun with life when you can. And if not, be around people who can bring that out of you as much as possible. All right, have a beautiful night, and we'll connect soon.